For blog post 4, I'm going to review Unit 4 by going over 2 of the references. The first one I'm going to review is Connected Learning by Alec Couros. Alec Couros suggests that we focus on what will endure once the course is done. And what endures is those human connections. We have several different types of social media to connect our students, but in order to be effective, we need to understand that the relationships matter more than anything. The emphasis should be on making the connections and not on the tools that we use. Remembering that it's not about quantity, but it's about quality. Aside from focusing on the connection, Alec also suggests that instructors ask themselves 2 things. How are you making learning visible? And are you contributing to the learning of others? He suggests that students should document their learning or their journey through the learning using a tool called a summary of learning. Here's my learning, what it meant, and how it was created. For example, if you're learning a new skills, you'd report on how you went about doing your research and who you consulted. I agree with Alec's statements and belief that learning occurs because of the network that we create. And I also think it's a great idea for students not only to focus on the outcome, but on the journey. This definitely applies to my upper level courses in which the emphasis is on self-directed learning. Students are encouraged to research within a topic and present their journey, how they learned, what resources they used, who they connected through the process. In a face-to-face class, I also had students create how-to manuals for different things. And that was more of a documentation of what learning looked like and how they could reproduce what they created if they wanted to. The most effective way for me to assess learning is to encourage reflection and connections between students so they can help each other navigate through difficult concepts. The second reference that I'm choosing to review is toward understanding the role of Web 2.0 technology in self-directed learning and job performance by Caruso. And funny enough, when I first picked up this article, I didn't know what they meant by Web 2.0. So Web 2.0 would describe the current state of the internet. It has more user-generated content and usability for end users compared to the earlier version, which would be called Web 1.0, like you see on the left-hand side of the slide. So this article assesses the role of Web 2.0 in supporting self-directed learning in the workplace. So the ability to generate content and to work collaboratively on the workplace. So self-directed learning, which is ideal for adult learners, is, and you can read the definition here, but essentially it's just when the person takes the initiative, finds a problem to solve, and figures out how to solve it. It's an ideal choice in the workplace because employees come with various backgrounds, and prescribed passive presentations of information are not as useful in motivating and empowering adult learners. Interactive tools that enable social learning and collaboration are being adopted by employees on their own initiative. They're not waiting for employers to provide them for them. So it's clearly important that employees have the freedom to choose their own path in learning and the tools to collaborate with one another, ask each other questions, and support each other as they learn the new skills. Of course, there are factors that affect the ability of these employees to then gain these new skills. Some related to digital literacy, for example, if they don't have the basic skills to navigate these new tools, and also related to trust. If they don't trust their network, they may not rely on each other to ask questions. And yeah, this article, I agree. Organizations should create internal collaboration systems. Using Web 2.0 to create content that's specific to the area is great. It encourages knowledge sharing and has a potential to minimize security and confidentiality risks, which can then increase trust. Web 2.0 technology should be aligned with the organization's industry to guide employees to the resources that offer the most learning potential. I think this is great. And I can't help but reflect on my own position as an employee of a college. We get hired at different ages, different levels of digital literacies, and I see that some are very hesitant to ask for help. And some are very hesitant to try new technologies. So promoting that user-generated, promoting that the employees support each other as they learn new skill is just a great thing. So interactive technologies that allow for collaboration and learning, I think have the potential to increase job satisfaction and motivation. I'm all for it. And those were the two resources that I chose to review for you for blog post 4.